This is a very old homestead. Some would say it's in Eastern Europe, but we call this corner of the world Central Europe. It has become the needed escape from the city to the countryside. And even though we still have to return to the city regularly because of work, it is our country home now. Today, we would like to show you around. There are many interesting old buildings and various hidden corners on the property. So let's take a look at everything. This is our private yard, which is the best part of the property and the main reason why we bought it. Because basically we had terrible neighbors in the city and this caught our eyes and it's great. We are surrounded by buildings from every direction and you really have privacy here. You can enter almost every building from this yard, but I think we'll go outside in front of the houses and start there. You can enter the property here as well. You need a lot of keys, look at this. And here we are in our yard again, the back side or front side of the yard. Here is a small house. We use this one sometimes in winter because there is a nice stove and you can make fire there and it's quite cozy. But usually
This is where Peter's parents stay when they come for a visit. We don't take care of this house very much. We let them do the work and they quite enjoy improving this place.
When we bought it, there wasn't this stove here, just an old one that didn't function, right? And there wasn't running water in this house, but now there is.
There are new pipes here. There were some old ones here which were not functioning anymore. So we had them replaced and now Peter's parents can have their own water when they come for a visit, so they don't have to go to the main house for it. It doesn't look like a lot, but it's quite a big improvement because now the house is more self-sufficient.
They sleep here, and this is the place for their dog. This is where you dry off your clothes in Central Europe. You hang them here, and then they dry by themselves.
It's a miracle. It's a new invention, the latest from Central Europe.
Here we have a small garden and a small vineyard. And look! Grapes are getting ripe and they look pretty. Blue ones, and here we have green ones or white ones. I don't know.
Green wine, yum.
They are tasty.
This is the outhouse, which is for the smaller house, because there is no toilet inside. And Peter's parents just love using it. It's beautiful. Not scary at all.
No, at night it's very romantic.
And the rest of the building is basically a pigsty. At least these 5 doors. This is where the previous owners bred pigs, we assume. You can have a look into one of them. They all look the same. And we don't really use them for anything at the moment.
Wow, a lot of spider webs and scary spiders.
Yeah, we have spiders instead of pigs. We realize they are more efficient. They take up less space. And this one, this is where you can smoke meat. Where you can create processed meat.
Yeah, ham or something. But
This old-fashioned device where you can make fire and prepare meat somehow. We've never done it.
you can do magic here. This is the main house which we use when we are here. There is a kitchen and a living room and everything. And it's quite old because this whole farmstead was built in 1910 according to previous owners. Of course there were some renovations over the time, but it's still quite old-fashioned and we haven't done almost anything with the interiors. Like we moved in some furniture and stuff, but not big projects. So we live there, there is running water, there is heating, we are connected to the grid, gas grid I mean. So we use gas for heating the house, there are radiators and there is also electricity, so all the amenities. It's just very old and quite impractical because the rooms are not very greatly organized, you know. So we'll see what happens with this house in the future, but for now we use it as it is. There is a sewer here, or whatever that is, because there is plumbing underneath the property, underneath the barn. We'll come to that, but it's for rainwater. If there is a big thunderstorm or something, the water would flow all over the property because it's a bit hilly. So this sewer and the plumbing is for that. This is one of our favorite parts here, our loungers. And there are some flower gardens here. The previous owners probably spent a lot of time taking care of their flowers, so it looked much better when we bought it 2 years ago. Now Mint is taking over the whole thing. But it used to look more like this with all kinds of colorful flowers. Yeah, not the dead ones.
But bees like it, so at least it's useful for someone and it's not just pretty.
Yeah.
And there's another one here. This one is in constant shade, so it looks different, more green, and also not as good as it used to look 2 years ago. And recently I bought this water bowl for birds so that they could drink water here to support them.
Mm-hmm. For the next part we need extra light. Hopefully you'll be able to see something, because there is this room here right next to the main house, or connected to the main house, but it has a separate entrance. And this is a former horse house or accommodation for horses. Now, not anymore, of course. It's just a storage area for our mowers mainly and other junk. But you can see here, this was a place from which the horses were drinking water. So it's interesting, and the ceiling is interesting as well because it's very old-fashioned and, you know, not flat, but it has this shape and a boomerang. It was here when we bought the place, and I don't know, maybe some Australians lived here before.
Australian horses.
Australian horses, that must be it.
You can make a lot of jam.
Yeah, and we will in the future, once we learn how to do that.
Right.
Above the main house there is a big attic, so let's take a look there. So this is the attic, but we are a bit afraid because we can hear buzzing and there are probably hornets or wasps or I don't know. So we don't want to go there.
Let's just have a peek.
Yeah, wow. I don't know if it's visible, but there.
Yeah, you are too close.
Wow, so
Is it wasps or?
I think it's hornets.
Let's get out of here. This is what we call the terrace. It's not really a terrace, but it has an open front, so we decided on the name. At the moment we just store here a lot of crap, mainly cardboard boxes, which we will use later for mulching. And we are drying our garlic here.
Yeah.
It's in a really bad shape, so we think this is the first building that would collapse. Let's hope it will still stick around for a few years.
You can see old wood, old boards and planks, and this wall is probably not very stable. There is sometimes water flowing from the neighboring property here. When it rains, yeah, so...
You could go upstairs as well if you put a ladder here. But even the previous owners, when they were selling us this place, they told us that they wouldn't dare. So we just had a look there, and there were some creepy dolls and stuff like that.
Let's take a look. Let me take you guys. Okay, so it's a bit creepy. You can see old nuts here, walnuts, and I don't know what. And here are the old toys. Quite scary. From here you can enter a small cellar. It's quite scary and horror-like.
It's a creepy dungeon.
Creepy dungeon, yes. If our guests don't behave, we can lock them up here.
And we do.
So be careful. Our neighbors tell us that it's good to store vegetables and fruits here. They know this property. But we tried storing apples here, right? Last year. And it wasn't the best because it's quite humid here. And there was mold. A bit of mold started to appear. So I don't know.
They told us it would be good for potatoes, but we haven't tried it.
Okay, so we'll try this here with potatoes. Okay, so this is our cellar. Oh my god, is that a
Bat?
bat?
I think so.
Okay, so we shouldn't wake it.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
well,
awesome.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
There's an attic above the small house as well, accessible through this wooden door, but we don't go there. We've been there maybe once or twice. You need a ladder again, and there's just a lot of hay there. So nothing interesting to see. We have our own well here as well. This upper part is not exactly functional, so there's no water flowing when you do this. But we have this old water pump, which is functional even though it's very old. So we have our own water for the garden.
Yeah, we use it for watering the garden beds and shrubs and trees because it's not potable, or maybe it is, but we haven't researched that because we are connected to the water from the village. You know, to the village water. We are connected to the grid. So we don't need this well water for drinking and cooking, but it's great for the garden.
It used to be potable a long time ago, but we have no idea because we haven't done any water analysis recently.
But we are going here. This is a former granary, and it's a very interesting building. So as I was saying, this is a former granary. They stored wheat and rye, or I don't know what, here in these thingies. You can see a bit of grains there.
Could make bread?
Totally. And again, this is a storage area for old crap now.
And there's a bird nest here as well.
Yeah, here. And it was very cute when there were little birdies there
Last year.
last year.
I guess they went through the windows, which are open.
Yeah. Let's go up. There are 2 stores here, or floors. So here we are on the floor number 1. Or number 2. Like that was 0 down there. Okay, that was 0. This is 1. And here, come on. And here, let's go, guys. This is floor number 2, and we don't go there because these boards are probably not strong enough to support us, so we don't want to fall down.
Yeah, they didn't advise us to move around here.
Yeah. So even after 2 years, we are a bit afraid to go to some places on our property.
It's a scary place, guys.
You can find some hidden gems here, like an old suitcase.
Wow.
And I actually love it because we agreed with the previous owners that they were going to keep all the things, all the old stuff and crap here because it adds to the atmosphere of the property. And I know a lot of it is just trash or junk, but you never know. You can refurbish some things and use them again, and it looks interesting. And now the biggest building of them all, the barn.
This is where we park our lawnmower, the big one, which we've been using all year. And yeah, all kinds of stuff. Again, old leathers, wood, tools, old crap. It's huge, but we don't use it that often. Yes. We've never even used this vehicle for anything. So a lot of unused potential here.
Mm-hmm.
And our longest ladder, maybe, leading into nowhere.
Leading into the emptiness.
Yeah, there's just a lot of hay up there.
Let me go up there. I already have experience with this.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of hay here as well. We sometimes use it for mulching, so it's nice to have it. You can jump here.
And you can sleep here. And if you're allergic to hay, then this will be your death.
Yeah.
If you're wondering if we have a toilet here, no, this is a chicken coop. Or former chicken coop. We don't use it for anything again. A lot of spiders.
Spider webs, spiders
I'm
everywhere.
full of spider webs.
This is a wood shed for the wood that previous owners left here for us. So that's nice. We use it only to make a campfire or in the stove in the small house. So it's nice to have it, but it can be quite hard to prepare the smaller pieces because we don't have any equipment. We would need a lot of money for that. So for now we do it manually, and I don't know. So wood here.
When we pass through the barn, we are here in our backyard. This is the part where we have all the old fruit trees. So a lot of apples and plums where we harvest.
And a walnut tree here, very big one.
And when we go to the left, this is where we have our garden beds. I should weed them out very soon. There's a lot of grass in there.
So this is Tommy's kingdom. He spends a lot of time here taking care of the garden beds, and then we have a great harvest.
And then it's Peter's turn to cook it.
Yes. A lot of leek and tomatoes. It's very nice. And you can see the fruit trees are full of fruits. There are very many apples here, almost ready to be harvested, but not yet. Or a lot of plums here. And here we enter another part of our garden. This is a former field. They were growing alfalfa here, so this was nothing, just a big field. We've been slowly transforming this field into a garden, a natural garden with fruit trees, so a bit of an orchard, and then further in the back another trees and flower areas and everything. We also created a fire pit here, small one. We now spend some time there as well because it's very relaxing and very nice to sit here in the evening under the stars. And in the future, maybe, that's our dream, we are going to build a small pond here, maybe even for swimming, or we'll be able to refresh ourselves there. But it is not as easy as it seems to build something, because you need a permit from authorities and everything, so we are not sure about the pond and everything, but we'll figure it out and hopefully it will be possible. So this is going to be our main recreational area. We've been planting a hedge around all the sides, so in a few years, hopefully, realistically in many years, we are going to have privacy here and it should be amazing.
And here we are at the end of our property with a gate, so we can also exit through here and we can avoid all the people in the village and be directly in the outdoors.
Yeah, in the fields. So it's very nice that there is no more village on this side.
Now you've seen everything.
Yeah, we would love to live here permanently, but because of my job we have to return to the city regularly.
Yeah, it's all Peter's fault because I can work from home. Anyway, that's it for today's video. We hope you enjoyed it. You can let us know what you thought in the comments below.
Give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you are not subscribed yet, and see you guys next time.
Bye!
Bye!